The Real Ghostbusters from Kenner. Mostly based upon the animated series of the same name, which of course was inspired by the hit film, was so popular that it holds a pretty special place in the hearts of fans all on its own. The line kicked off at the end of 1986, where it first hit in the form of pre-orders and layaways for the Christmas season. The toys finally started hitting store shelves regularly in January of 1987 and lasted 10 waves, finally coming to an end in 1991, notably around the same time that Kenner and Hasbro merged. The line was chock full of action figures of the main heroes, sometimes with wacky action features, a wide array of various ghosts and monsters, vehicles, and ectoplasm slime. And to top it all off, the Real Ghostbusters line had one of the coolest playsets in the toy aisles. It's a playset that I remember begging for. It's a playset that even has a slime feature, perfect for that ectoplasm. Let's take a look at the Real Ghostbusters Firehouse Playset.
It's the Real Ghostbusters Firehouse Playset.
Figment, our firehouse is haunted. No way. Oh no, I've been gooped. Ding, goes to the stadium.
The Real Ghostbusters, each sold separately, assembly required.
Standing around 20 inches tall, the Ghostbusters Firehouse certainly stands out as one of the more iconic playsets of the era. It's a great looking toy that's also filled with some fun action features for play. Sure, it's not entirely accurate to the look of the fire station seen in the films or even the animated series, but it looks close enough that it's still easily recognizable. Oh, and there's supposed to be a Ghostbusters sign right about here. I have it, but I can't find it anywhere. It seems like it's a pretty common thing to lose. It should be right here. There. Much better. The plastic does have a tendency to yellow over time, as has happened to mine here, but even still, the detailing on the facade is pretty cool. I especially liked the cracked spots on the side wall, revealing the brickwork underneath. The bricks are just stickers, but it's still a really cool effect. The playset only has 2 outer walls. Turning it around reveals the inside of the fire station, perfect for playing with or even displaying your Kenner action figures. The playset features 3 levels for play. That lower level is essentially just the garage. There's not a ton going on down here as a result, there's just a few stickers on the walls back there. But the front doors to the station can open up, and the entrance is wide enough for your Ecto-1 to drive inside. There are even little dips in the floor specifically for the tires, allowing you to park the Ecto-1 in place. It does stick out of the back of the playset a bit, and if you turn the car around the other way, it's always going to be slightly sticking out those front doors. But still, it's really cool that you can actually drive the car into the fire station just like they did in the cartoon. The other thing that you'll find on the lower level is the containment unit. Now, it is worth noting that this doesn't really fit inside if you're also parking the Ecto-1 there, but you can move the containment unit around and place it wherever you'd like. And while it doesn't really look much like the containment unit as we know it, it's got a pretty fun play feature. The piece that fits on the top is actually labeled the Ghost Trap, and again, doesn't really look like your typical ghost trap, but let that go for the sake of play here. The trap can slide open, allowing you to place any one of those little small ghosts that typically come with the action figures. This is where things get really fun. You can attach that trap to the top of the containment unit just like so. When you slide the trap over to the left and then back again, almost like magic, the ghost has been transferred from the trap to the containment unit. It works kind of like one of those cheap magic tricks that you could buy where you would make something disappear. Essentially, you're just opening up a trap door and dumping the ghost inside the containment unit when you slide the trap over. But it's a lot of fun, and there's plenty of room inside the containment unit to store several of those little ghosts. The second floor doesn't have a ton going on, just a few walkways with rails and some stickers on the walls of various books, likely belonging to Egon, and a bookcase with a silly bust on the top shelf. The top floor is similar in its overall layout, with the only sticker on the wall being this one haunted painting. Hey, is the ghost in this painting related to Granny Gross? They sure seem to have similar taste in hats. But the top floor also introduces two more action features. First, there's the fireman's pole. There's a round red platform that has several pegs that can fit the feet of your Ghostbusters. Loaded up with one or two figures, then up on the rooftop, you'll notice a lever. Press this lever forward to send the platform spiraling down the pole, as if the Ghostbusters are sliding down to quickly hop into the Ecto-1. And then there's this simple grate on the floor. You'll notice that there's a few more of those foot pegs here too. Secure a figure to one of these foot pegs and up above them, hey, there's another grate in the ceiling. This is where things get really fun. From the rooftop, you can now dump some of your ectoplasm slime right onto the top of that grate. Or for even more fun, grab one of your gooper ghosts and have them goop the slime on top of that grate. The slime will then slowly seep through the holes of the grate to cover the figure down underneath it. Depending on the consistency of the slime that you use, this might be a bit slow moving, but there is no denying that it is a very cool looking effect. Just look at that slime drip down. The slime will cover your figure and then will continue to drip through the grate that's underneath their feet, into the garage down below, also oozing your Ecto-1 or anything else that might be underneath. This, of course, does create a bit of a mess to clean up, and let me tell you, it's not easy cleaning out those grates. But man, that slime feature is just so satisfying. All in all, I think this is a really fun playset. I do wish there was a little more on the inside, like a desk and a phone for Janine, but even still, the play features are really cool, and there is a ton of room inside to load up with all of your Ghostbusters action figures. For a line that was filled with so many iconic pieces, this right here is absolutely the cherry on top. And of course, for collectors today, it makes for a pretty sweet display piece for your overall Ghostbusters collection.